Hello and very warm welcome to the sessions on Indian economy. So today we will be discussing about digi banking. First, we need to understand few basic things regarding banking. So as we all know that be it banking or financial institution, one major work that they do is of resource mobilization. So whenever we hear these words like banks and financial institution. So when we talk about banks and financial institutions, these basically their work or their objective in the economy is about resource mobilization. What do we mean by this? For example, there are sectors in various sectors in economy, like households are there, right? Households means individual, family, right? Firms are also there, government is also there. So government, firms, etc., they need to spend a lot. Households also spend in an economy, but households are mostly savers. These are savers. They also households are borrowers also. For example, they are taking home loans, etc. But majorly households are savers in the economy, and firms and governments are majorly borrowers in the economy because they have to invest in their business. Government need to invest in government needs to spend on infrastructure projects, etc. Firms need to invest in their businesses. So these are majorly borrowers, right? And households are savers. So people households are having surplus and they are having deficit, they will borrow, right? So banks mobilize this resource, right? That is why banks and financial institutions are backbone for resource mobilization. They are, for example, depositors are here, right? Depositors will deposit their money savings into bank, and banks will give money to borrowers, right? This is major function that the bank or financial institution do, right? Now what is digi banking then? Right, this is the function of banking system that we can understand, that how what exactly the function they perform in economy. Now what is digi banking? So digi banking is nothing but digitalization or digitization of banking services, right? Now the customers or the depositors or the borrowers, they don't need to visit a bank physically, right? They can have certain apps, certain portals, so they can use them and they can take all those banking services. They can do all those banking services, take benefits of all those banking services through digital process, right? That is known as digi banking. So whatever topics that we will be seeing today, these topics are related to digi banking, right? Or digitalization of banking services, that we can say, right? Now let's understand first the Aadhaar enabled payment system. So as we all are aware that when we are going for registration in Aadhaar, right? So what details we furnish apart from name, address, etc. We give our biometric details also, right? So we provide our scanning of our eyes and thumb impressions, etc. So these are some biometric details, right? Now these biometric details can be used to enable payment system, right? So when these Aadhaar details are being used, these biometric details are being used, that we call Aadhaar enabled payment system, right? So in this Aadhaar enabled payment system, you will be using your Aadhaar details or whatever biometric details you have already given while registering for Aadhaar. You will be using those details for authentication, right? For example, we use OTPs, etc. When we transfer money, we get OTP on our mobile phone when mobile phone is linked with our bank account, right? But in Aadhaar enabled, your biometric details will be used, right? So why it is in news? First let's understand why it is in news, Aadhaar enabled payment system. Because scammers are reportedly using the leaked biometric details. These biometric details from UIDAI is being leaked, and this leaked biometric detail, that is silicon thumb that we say, bypassing the need for OTPs to siphon money from users bank account. Because when we talk about Aadhaar enabled payment system, OTPs are not needed because your biometric details are being used, right? Aadhaar enabled payment services, AEPS, is a bank led model which allows online financial transaction at point of sale, right? The machine that we use, right, at different sellers, and micro ATMs through the business correspondent of any bank using Aadhaar authentication, right? Aadhaar authentication, we understand we are using biometric. The model removes the need of OTP, bank account details and other financial details. It allows fund transfer using only the bank name, Aadhaar number and fingerprint captured during Aadhaar enrollment according to the National Payment Corporation of India, right? So this is why it is in news, and this is how Aadhaar enabled payment services work, right? Now, the next is related to Samarth campaign, right? So let's see, Samarth campaign launched to promote digital transaction at Gram Panchayat level, right? So it is for rural development, and in rural areas, how these transactions can be made easier, right? So that people can people can have seamless transactions, right? And this will help in growth of rural economy as well, right? At Gram Panchayat level it is happening. So what we can understand about Samarth campaign or Samarth campaign is initiative launched by Ministry of Rural Development. So sometimes question from ministries etc. they ask to promote digital transaction at Gram Panchayat level in rural areas, right? Aim is to increase the adoption of digital payment methods, particularly among women in 50,000 Gram Panchayats across the country. It seeks to empower rural communities by enabling them to participate in digital economy and access benefits of digital transaction. It is basically to increase transaction, to make rules easier so that people can participate in them, right? That is one of the objective of reforms also. Why we reform? So that rules are getting easier. For example, in liberalization we make rules easier, simplified rules, so that more and more people can participate in the system, right? This is one among them. And it seeks to empower rural communities by enabling them to participate in digital economy and access the benefit of digital transaction. We have already seen is a part of larger Amrit Mahotsav celebration, right? So mainly it is under this particular program and being implemented under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which commemorates 75 years of India's independence, right? Don't get confused with a similar name initiative, that is Samarth scheme. This is search in FF. This is about Ministry of Textiles, right? It is related to Ministry of Textiles. Now, market in crypto assets. Now, what is crypto? As we have some basic idea about crypto, that it is the system which is not under central bank of a country, right? It is out of the purview of the central bank, right? Central bank needs to control, and central bank is also the regulator of entire banking system in an economy. But when we talk about cryptocurrencies, one of the major characteristic of cryptocurrency is that it is out of the purview of central bank, right? So it is not regulated by central banks of the country. The transactions are not regulated basically. So when we talk about this crypto assets or markets in crypto assets, the new rules that the European countries have formed. So the European Parliament, the entire this 27 member countries are there. Earlier 28 was there. Now after Brexit, 27 members are there, right? Britain exited from this, known as Brexit. So now 27 members are there in entire Europe, and the European Parliament has approved the world's first set of comprehensive rules known as MiCA to bring what is MiCA? Market in crypto assets, to bring largely unregulated cryptocurrency market under the ambit of government authorities, right? Now what kind of, why we need this legislation etc. So the need is why in Europe only, right? Why European Parliament? Because a large chunk, that is 22% of global crypto industry was concentrated in Europe, which received 1.3 trillion worth of 1.3 trillion US dollar worth of crypto assets, right? 2022 saw bankruptcies and fraud scandals in the crypto industries, like collapse of crypto exchange FTX etc. These kind of developments happened. So there was actually the need of this regulating crypto market. Right now the new rule says MiCA will impose compliance on issuer. right? Whosoever is issuing this, right, crypto asset, that is legal person who offers to the public any type of crypto asset. So whosoever is offering this, compliance will be on that person. It will apply to crypto asset service provider providing services like custody, administration, and exchange of crypto assets, right? Now, as we can see here, this crypto asset service provider can get authorized in any one member country, as 27 member countries are there. So if you are registering yourself in any one country, you will have access to entire 20 market of entire 27 countries, that is will be allowed to conduct their services across 27 countries. It requires crypto companies to send information about senders and recipients of crypto assets to their local anti-money laundering authority, because when it is out of the purview of central banks, so sometimes this backdoor is being used for money laundering as well, right? Making black money into white money. That kind of things are also there. What kind of assets Mika will cover? So it will cover crypto assets including not only the traditional cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also new currencies also like stable coins, right? Stable coins are digital tokens that aim to stay pegged in value with a more stable asset like US dollar or other stable cryptocurrencies, right? The scope will exclude central bank digital currency, non-fungible tokens, and other crypto assets already under existing regulation. Because when central bank is going for example, India is also having central bank digital currency, right? E-rupee. So India is also having this central bank digital currency, e-rupee. This e-rupee is different from this e-rupee, which is a voucher, right? Under Ministry of Family and this health and family welfare, etc. So this is not this is a token, but when we say this e-rupee, this is central bank digital currency. So central bank digital currency is not under Mika because it is already under the regulation of central bank, right? But it is e-rupee is CBDC of India. This is known as CBDC, central bank digital currency, right? Now, what is the significance? What kind of repercussions we can have? So, comprehensive framework of 27 countries, as you can see, not only harmonizes the crypto industry, but also gives EU a competitive edge in its growth. It will protect consumer against deception and fraud because you are establishing a link. You will have information of sender as well as the recipient. Information sharing provision will prevent laundering and terror financing activities, right? Because we have seen this in Russia, the unfortunate incident took place. So there are also linked with cryptocurrencies, that payments are being made in cryptocurrencies. Telegram was also in news for being used as the channel for communication, right? What has been the reaction now? So the new rules will come into force after formal approval by these 27 member states. A broader view in is that it is better to have a regulatory framework than have no rules at all, because it is not being regulated by governments. However, the rule is already behind in terms of addressing more recent weaknesses that is an underdevelopment for 3 years in the cryptocurrency market, right? It has been a long time that they are not regulated. For instance, it does not cover practices like crypto staking and lending. When we say crypto staking and lending, it is about borrowing. Staking means the transaction, you are supporting this transaction, this in the, under this blockchain technology, how you are being used to authorize any particular transaction, that is crypto staking. And when we say crypto lending, it is like you are using some platform to lend your cryptocurrency, right? It is like this. How cryptocurrency is regulated in India now? No such major regulation is there yet to have a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto assets, and the legality of cryptocurrencies in the country is still a gray area. However, India government has taken certain steps to bring cryptocurrencies under the ambit of specific authorities and taxation. For example, this budget 2022 has talked about long-term capital gain tax and short-term capital gain tax, and this budget finance ministry has imposed 30% tax on income from the transfer of any virtual digital asset, right? So your income for this transfer of these digital currencies will be under the imposition of taxes, right? Now, the government has placed all transaction involving virtual digital currency under the purview of digital assets under the purview of Prevention of Money Laundering Act, that is in India, PMLA. India now calling for consensus in the G20 grouping to have a globally coordinated policy response on crypto assets, right? This is the effort that we are doing, but we have not regulated crypto so far, right, to a great extent. Now, this is about the inclusive growth and development that we can talk about, that Kerala became country's first fully digital banking state. Now, why these things are important for us, why these kind of developments are important for us, to understand that still we are having some intergenerational inequality present and intragenerational as well. When we say intragenerational, means within the generation we are having some kind of difficulties that are there, right? Kerala, when Kerala can do that, this, why not Jharkhand, why not Chhattisgarh, right? Why not Bihar? These kind of questions we can ask, that we are having inequality present in our economy with respect to states, right? This we can understand. So first, fully digital banking state means all the services by banks are available to the people. Kerala has become the first state in India to enable digital banking in all eligible accounts, right? According to the state level bankers committee, the state now has at least one product enabled digitally in 3.76 crore accounts. The government, led by Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, has implemented this move under the expanding and deepening of digital payments ecosystem scheme of Reserve Bank of India. Now you can link this with the topic in economy related to financial inclusion. When we talk about inclusive growth, etc., apart from education, healthcare, sanitation facilities, financial inclusion is also one of the parameter which can be referred for inclusive growth, right? Thrissur, the first district to implement digital banking in 2021, Thrissur became the first district in Kerala to implement digital banking under this scheme. This has been a major step towards digitization of the state's economy, and the government is hopeful that it will lead to significant boost in state's economy, because it helps, as we have already seen, the banking system helps in resource mobilization, right? So when people have access to digital bank account, etc., it will help in credit inclusion as well. When we say financial inclusion is not only about having a bank account, it is also about having credit inclusion, right? Credit inclusion facility, so that everyone can have credit facilities available. Digital banking as a stimulus for state economy. The Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has emphasized that digital banking targets can only be fully achieved when there are sweeping social intervention that complement infrastructure addition and technological advances, right? The banking sector, he said that the digital divide should disappear for digital facilities. This digital divide, sometimes also known as dualism, technological dualism in India, technological dualism, right? For example, when we see these various CEOs in the leading platforms, social media platforms like Twitter, like MNCs like Google, etc., we are having our CEOs and as Indian, and there are different group also who are illiterate with respect to that kind of digital banking, or maybe with respect to anything, right? They are illiterate with respect to any digital technology. So we are having this great divide. This divide can be addressed when we are having such schemes, right? Kerala fiber optics network is also there. Government has been working on the Kerala fiber optic network. For example, in this at union level also we are having a scheme like Bharat Net, right? Bharat Net. So to connect these gram panchayats with all these optical fiber cables. Now in Kerala we are also having Kerala fiber optic network project, which is aimed at providing cost effective internet access to the public. Chief Minister has announced 90% of the work on the project has been completed, and that optical fiber cable has been drawn over a distance of 17,000 km approximately. The project envisions linking government offices to the network and ranging 2,000 free Wi-Fi hotspots across the state, right? This is related to Kerala fiber optic network. You have to remember that at union level also we are having BharatNet scheme like this. Cybercrime and digital literacy, when we talk about, government is also aware of the need to be vigilant against cyber crimes in banking sector, because when we are having digital banking network, now we are also facing threat with respect to these cyber crimes. The state police has created economic offences wing, right? Economic offences wing to tackle such offences. However, the government has stressed on that preventing cyber crimes through public awareness and cooperation of the banking sector of paramount importance, right? Because once the fraud has been done, now it becomes difficult to investigate, and then finally to recover money also sometimes it becomes difficult. But with respect to awareness, like this digital arrest etc was in news, right, recently. Now with when government is going for awareness and all, we can prevent those crimes to happen, right? So one is preventive measure, and now once it has happened, now we will go for curation. So we will go for investigation, we will arrest those people who are culprits, and then we'll try to recover money. But sometimes recovering money becomes difficult. So first let's go for awareness so that we can prevent crime to happen. That is known as what? Preventive measure, right? Sorry. Now, to raise digital literacy among citizens, the government has undertaken a program through local bodies, right? Kerala has won 3 awards at the recent Digital India Awards instituted by Department of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, which is a testament that state's commitment to implementing efficient digital mechanism, right? Now, the next one is Bharat Pay gets nod for e-payment aggregator license. E-payment aggregator license, that is Bharat Pay. Fintech unicorn Bharat Pay recently announced that it has received in principle approval from the RBI to operate as a payment aggregator. Now the approval was granted to the company wholly owned subsidiary Resilient Innovation Private Limited. This comes as a relief for Bharat Pay, which has been facing controversies and high profile exits since last year, including a court battle with its former co-founder. Now we will not go into the names of these people etc, but you can understand the news. Important news for us is it has got the license for payment aggregator. Now what is payment aggregator framework? They are entities that facilitates e-commerce sites and merchants to accept various payments instrument from customers, right? You might if you are paying for example railway tickets or any online transaction, you will see phone pay, paytm etc. Now the this Bharat Pay will also be there. They do not require merchants to create a separate payment integration system of their own. They will offer the integration system. The RBI had issued a payment aggregator framework mandating payment gateways to obtain a license for acquiring merchants and providing them with digital payment acceptance solution, right? This in principle approval will help Bharat Pay to expand its reach and provide digital payment acceptance solution to millions of merchants, right? So this is one thing. Fintech financial technology firms approval. Several fintech firms like Razor Pay, you will see Pine Labs, basically Pine Labs also popular at POS, point on sale machine, open this cash free and OnePay have already received approval from the RBI for a payment aggregator license in recent months. Over 185 fintech enterprises and startups submitted their proposal for a payment aggregator license, right? So they will help in completing the transactions at various platforms. What are the conditions for final authorization? So final authorization for Bharat Pay is subject to fulfillment of certain conditions which the company will work to fulfill within the given timelines, right? Bharat Pay, which has founded in 2018, began by launching the first interoperable UPI code. It serves more than one. Interoperable means when you are using Paytm, you can pay to Bharat Pay. When you are using Phone Pay, you can also pay to Bharat Pay, like that. So interoperable, right, within a system. It serves more than 1 crore merchants across 400 plus cities. Now, what is the current situation that we can understand about Bharat Pay? The company's board is currently searching for a new CEO to replace Well, Samir. Now, these names are not important for us, but these developments are important. Who resigned from his position? Nalin Negi, the company's chief financial officer, has been appointed as interim CEO. He has been previously worked with GE Capital and SBI Card. This in principle approval for payment aggregator license is a vital step for Bharat Pay to continue its operation and provide digital payment acceptance solution, right? So this is one of the important development with respect to Bharat Pay. In principle approval from RBI for Bharat Pay to operate as payment aggregator is a significant milestone for fintech unicorn, right? Fintech unicorn, which has been facing controversies and high profile exits that we have already seen, right? The final authorization is subject to certain conditions and the company moving forward to fulfill them within the given timeline so that it can become operational, right? Now, promoting digital payment. So one development under this we can understand here. Union Cabinet has also approved the incentive scheme for the promotion of RuPay debit cards, right? Debit card, mainly we are having Visa debit cards now, Visa debit cards or various other debit card also, right? Now we are having RuPay debit card, which can be when it is a RuPay debit card, it can be used for UPI transactions as well, and low value Bhim UPI transaction person to merchant for period of 1 year from April 2022. Banks will be incentivized to promote point of sale, right? The machines that we use, and e-commerce transaction using RuPay and UPI Lite and UPI 123 Pay. UPI Lite is a new payment solution by National Payment Corporation of India (NPCI) for low value transaction that have been set at below some rupee. It works as on device wallet, right? So you will not be in the need of again and again whenever the transaction you are initiating, you don't have to go for this OTP and this password, etc. There will be certain limit, right? And UPI Lite will be used, which will work as a wallet, which is not actually a wallet, which is facilitating a kind of transaction that is taking place within a particular limit, right? So a small limit will be there, maybe 1000, 2000, that you will set and you will be able to use without any password, etc. UPI 123 Pay by NPCI and RBI is a new feature in which UPI may be used for feature phones, enabling payment to be made without a connection to the internet. That is UPI 123 Pay. It is a real-time payment system started in 2016 to link multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application. It works by SIM binding and was allowed only for Indian mobile. Now this SIM binding is in news recently with respect to these WhatsApp, etc. also, right? SIM binding means if you are removing the SIM from the phone, now that app will not work, right? That is SIM binding. Numbers but now has been allowed for NRIs, NRE, that is non-resident external, and NRO, that is ordinary citizens, international mobile numbers from 10 countries including US, Canada, Australia, etc. Now, National Payment Corporation of India (NPCI) is an umbrella organization for operating retail payments and settlement system in India. Because when we talk about banking system, RBI is handling this, right? RBI is providing the clearance, housing facilities, etc. But when we talk about retail payment, in retail payment, NPCI is there, initiative of RBI, and then the Indian Banks Association under the provision of the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007 for creating robust payment and settlement infrastructure in India. It has been incorporated as non-for-profit company. NPCI is non-for-profit company under the provisions of Section 25 of the Companies Act, now Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013, because the act is amended. It facilitates payment such as UPI payment, Bharat Bill Pay, RuPay card, FASTag when we are using it at toll, etc. in vehicles, NACH, etc. Right? These are the things that we can understand. Now, lightweight payment system. Now, let's understand what is lightweight payment system. RBI has conceptualized lightweight payment and settlement system, which can be operated from anywhere by a bare minimum staff in exigencies such as natural calamities or war, etc. If these kind of conditions, then with bare minimum the infrastructure available at their place, they can use this. The infrastructure for this system will be independent of the technologies that underlie the existing system of payments such as UPI, NEFT, and RTGS. What is the difference between the existing system and the system that has been proposed? That is the lightweight system that we can see here. In resilience and availability of the two systems. UPI and other conventional systems prioritize handling large transaction volumes and require a stable and robust infrastructure. But when we talk about lightweight system, it is designed to operate even in volatile and extreme condition when regular payment system may not be accessible. So what are the benefits? This can ensure near zero downtime of the payment and settlement system in the country and keep the liquidity pipeline in economy alive and intact by facilitating the interrupted functioning of essential payments. So when it is not available due to natural calamities or war-like situation, then we can use this lightweight, right? Lightweight system. By implementing a lightweight system as a backup, the RBI aims to ensure that individuals and institutions can continue to make payments during emergencies, disruptions to the conventional payment structure. Right? It serves as a precautionary measure to be prepared for extreme situation and maintain a continuity in financial transaction, because that plays a very important role in backbone of the country. Crypto awareness campaign. Now, since crypto digital divide we have already talked about, so in country also we are facing this kind of digital divide, the kind of inequality related to awareness with respect to cryptocurrencies. So this crypto awareness campaign, in regard to that, the Investor Education and Protection Fund will launch our outreach program soon to create awareness of cryptocurrencies and online gaming. It is managed by IEPF authority, which was set up in 2016 under the provisions of the Companies Act. It comes under the aegis of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So sometimes ministries, etc., we need to remember, right, because they ask questions. One of the statement they may give which ministry, and then if we have not accessed that information, we have not seen those information, then it becomes difficult for us. The authority is entrusted with the responsibility of administration of the IPF, which besides promoting awareness among investors, make refunds of share, unclaimed dividends, matured deposits and debentures and so on rightful uh, claimants. About cryptocurrency or digital currencies, now what is cryptocurrency? So it is a digital currency is one in which transactions are verified and records maintained by decentralized system. This is what we have talked about, decentralized system. It is not part of the system, right, not part of the exact system which works under central bank of the country, like in India RBI, in US we have Federal Reserve, right, US Federal Reserve, using cryptography rather than a centralized authority, right. Now, Bharat interface for money, that is BHIM. When we talk about this is BHIM. On 30th December 2016, the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi launched the Bharat interface for money, that is BHIM payment app. 6 years later, BHIM is still going strong, with steadily increasing a base and a high volume of transaction being processed through the app. In this article, we take a look at what BHIM is and how it works and impact on the Indian payment landscape. So now let's understand BHIM. It is a mobile payment and mobile payment app developed by the NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India. As just now we have seen, it is not for profit organization. It is based on the Unified Payment Interface, that is UPI, which allows for electronic payment directly through a bank. The app is available for all for use on all mobile devices, including smartphones, feature phones, and can be used with or without the internet connection as well. One of the key feature of BHIM is to use biometric authentication. Users can link their bank account with the app and make payments by simply using their thumb impression, right. So this is one of the advantage. Payment process, this makes payment process quick, right, easy, and also help to ensure the security of transactions. How exactly the BHIM work? So user first need to download the app and link to the bank account. This can be done by entering bank details, or for example using debit card, etc., thumb impression also. Once the app is set up, user can make payment to the other BHIM user or to merchants who accept BHIM payments, right. To make payment, the user simply need to enter the recipient's UPI ID or scan their QR code, right. So they can scan their QR code. They can then enter the amount they wish to pay and confirm the transaction. This you might have done many a times. That is why I'm not going into the details of it. Also has a range of additional feature, including ability to check account balance, view transaction history, and request and send money to other user. So first you have to link your bank account to BHIM system, right. Impact of BHIM on the Indian payment landscape, if you see, since its launch, BHIM has had a significant impact on the Indian payment landscape. One of the main goal of the app was to encourage cashless transaction and reduce the reliance on physical currency. In this respect, BHIM has been successful with a steadily increasing number of transactions being processed through app. So it has been a significant development in Indian payment system, basically in retail system. According to the data from the NPCI, the value of UPI transactions will processed through BHIM in November 2021 was 11 lakh crore approximately, that is $162 billion, with a volume of 7.3 billion transactions. This represents a significant increase from the previous year and is testament to the growing popularity of BHIM among users. In addition to increasing the use of cashless transaction, also helped in making payment processing more efficient. By allowing users to make payment directly through their bank account, BHIM has reduced the need of intermediaries such as credit card companies in the payment process. This has helped to reduce transaction fees and make payment processing more cost effective, right? For example, if you are transacting from your bank account directly, sometimes they levy some charges, whereas BHIM is not levying any charge during the fee. In the 6 years of its launch, BHIM has become an integral part of the Indian payment landscape. It is used for it is using biometric authentication and ability to facilitate electronic payment directly through bank account, right? And has made it attractive option for both users and merchants. Now the money will not first you have to load in wallet, and then you have to transact in the wallet of the recipient, and then from wallet to bank account. No, it is directly happening through bank account. As the app continues to grow popularity, it is likely to have an even greater impact on the way of payment are made in India, right? So these are some developments that have taken place in digi banking, that is digitalization of banking process, right? So I hope you have enjoyed this. We'll meet in the next class, right? Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.